North Providence, where we're at 2 of our own calls, and we have sometimes 2 out-of-town rescues coming in to help us. So when the demand for service has increased to the point as to where it is, to be out of town handling a rescue call, and the demand for service in our own town has increased to where it is, it becomes a little dangerous. By the way, my wish is that the city of Providence were to make some type of an agreement with the union, place a couple additional rescue trucks in service, and not reimburse us. My first wish would be that they take care of their problem and we could live happily ever after, just making sure that those 2 rescue trucks that are in North Providence are in North Providence 99% of the time.
And one of the things too why rescues are getting busier, I mean, as I look at the young faces, you get 3 old guys, okay, we're living longer, which is a good thing. But now in EMS, we've really evolved. And, the men and women of the rescue services now, they do so much to save lives, whether it's a stroke, a heart attack, diabetic emergency. The mayor talked earlier about you get a call in the city of Providence, someone's on the ground. That person could be a diabetic, he or she could be intoxicated, it could be a stroke, it could be a head injury. You don't know. You can't make that determination. You have to go. We have an impaired consciousness protocol. Do I still remember, Chief, a lot, huh? Impaired consciousness protocol that we follow, and those people, whether they're intoxicated, they still have to get the best service available.
So you figure about half of the calls are not getting reimbursed?
No, I'd say for us.
Later on now, I think.
Yeah. So it sounds to me like it'd be about 300,000 then. That'd be the full cost.
Well, some of them we might be partially reimbursed, Mark, but we're not getting the full. We may get $50 or $100.
But you're saying you wouldn't charge Providence in that case?
Yes, I would charge them for the balance.
Oh, balance.
Up to $500. I'm sorry, I should have made that clear. So let's say, for instance, I go and I take in someone, or we take in someone, and they bill in the insurance company, or they don't have insurance, and the people pay $100.
Yep.
Okay. Then I think that the responsibility is of Providence to come up with the other $400, because I'm still losing money at $100.
Okay.
It's a loss. It's costing us money. By the time you figure in the salaries for the men and women on the fire department, the equipment, the fuel. Fuel is killing us. And they're all diesels now, by the way. And I don't know why diesel is more expensive than gas. You don't have to refine it, but you can ask the oil companies. So the diesel has skyrocketed.
I think if you were to check the out-of-town, the need for out-of-town assistance from all the neighboring communities, and by the way, there are days in the city of Providence where there are trucks in the city of Providence from Lincoln. There are trucks in the city of Providence from Smithfield, from Seekonk, from North Smithfield. So we how can I say, provide the most immediate service to neighboring communities. But there are days they call North Providence and we say, we don't have a truck to send you. Then they stretch up. They'll call, look, again, I monitor the radio. I heard one day they called us, we didn't have a truck. They called Johnston, they called East Providence, they called Cranston, they called everyone, and they started to reach out. They got the Seekonk. Seekonk sends a rescue truck to the city. I mean, that's hurtful.
Minutes mean life.
So if I'm just trying to get a big number, if we were to take up the numbers of calls that each community has provided, and let's say that Providence was going to reimburse at 500. I'm just trying to get a sense of what the cost would be. It sounds like maybe between, say, 450 and 600,000 or something.
Yeah, that's about right. You mean for all 3 communities?
Yeah.
That would be close. Yeah. You can figure between 150 and 200,000 per community. You can figure low 150. So we're looking at 450 for 3 communities. Yeah.
What we're saying is, if you're not going to put those additional trucks on to provide that service, okay? And if we're going to continue to do this, and that wouldn't be my wish, by the way, but I'm looking at a new rescue truck, $190,000. So now you want me to spend $190 after we supported, responded to all these calls?
And I agree with the mayors. It's not up to us to negotiate. Okay, $500, $450, $700. Don't pay us at all. Let's do it this way. It's entirely up to Providence, whatever they feel is most palatable for their taxpayers, and for the service, the EMS service, to their community. They should offer that to us. They should present that to us, and then let the communities, either individually or as a whole, hopefully as a whole, decide if that's palatable, if that's workable on behalf of our response time in our communities, and to our taxpayers.
And that brings up a good point, just 1 second. You know, they may say, come back, listen, we can only afford to give you $300 a call. And that's going to be up to us to sit down and talk as leaders and say, okay, listen, it's not, you know, we're reasonable. We just can't do it for free. We can't do it anymore for free. It can't be done. It's costing us money. It's, in some instances, it's costing the town of Johnston and the taxpayers money. When they call for help, we have to go in there. And it's not just once. It's not just, 23 times like they came here. It's 473 times.
I think the dangerous thing here also is that a lot of our taxpayers do not know this is going on.
I'm probably going to get 100.
When they find out, and that was the reason why we needed to quell, this uncertainty. But I'm sure when the taxpayers find out that the rescue truck from North Providence responded to the city, 553 calls in 2011, I don't think they're going to be happy with me. But the fact of the matter is, my answer would be is if it was someone from your family, what would you have liked us to do? That's where we are right now. But I don't know that the taxpayer is going to be too happy about that. But on the other side of the coin, as I stated to you, you want to mix up the fire suppression, we've called the city of Providence. We had a problem. They helped us out tremendously in a year's period with backing us up with some ladder truck service. But we knew we had a problem. We replaced it.
And once again, I hate to repeat myself, but I just want to let the press, when you put this out there, the reason why we had this meeting with you is because I know you guys were asking questions. I got a call from several reporters from different news outlets saying, hey, I heard this, and I'm sure that they were tipped off, which is fine. Not from the mayor's office in Providence, but I'm sure other people, not from us. But we just want to make sure that we clear the air, that we're not going to shut them off before it gets twisted around, that you're going to do this or this is happening. We want you to hear the full story. What we told you is the truth. Now, when we have a meeting we're looking at probably the week of the 18th of June, and then we'll inform you what the decision has been from the city of Providence and what we're going to do. Each and every one of us in a unique situation, we'll make our own decisions on what we're going to do, what's best for our taxpayers and the residents that we protect. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.